Good evening, everyone. I'm Ashley Cooley. I am the board chairperson for the United Way of Adams County. Thank you so much for coming to the 77th GAV Awards and joining us tonight as we honor and celebrate our community's amazing volunteers and the great achievements that we were able to attain together. Many local organizations are driven by the spirit and enthusiasm brought by our volunteers, like all of you. Volunteers are the backbone of our charitable efforts and our services. Tonight we will hear about volunteerism in our community and how it makes a positive impact in so many ways. Thank you again for joining us tonight, and I'm going to hand it over to Patricia Green Rogers to say a few words about the Juneteenth holiday that we have today. Hello, you're about the same height as me.
Okay.
There you go.
Testing.
Good.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to talk about Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth, everyone. And I'm going to start with, it's a poem that was written by a man who captured some slave narratives. There was a time where people were researching what slaves felt like being slaves, and they were able to get some stories from them. So this is a combination of what they said about their experiences. We all believe in freedom. We all believe in love. We all believe in blessings that come from above. We don't believe in hatred. In fact, we don't believe in pain, but prayer seems to always make bad things change. We always had hope for a better day. We always had dreams of leaving our plantation and going far, far away. And now we can say, free at last, no more hurt and pain from the past. So Juneteenth is Emancipation Day, and basically the slaves in Texas did not know they were free. And even though Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, it was not until June 19th, 1865 that they found that they were free. So 161 years later, there are still certain pushbacks tied to equality for not just Blacks, but other populations as well. And I just want to recognize that because I was born in Richmond, Virginia during the segregation era, so I'm a product of segregation, I want to recognize that being here in Gettysburg gives me an opportunity to see things a little bit differently than what I saw in Richmond, particularly because Richmond, of course, being the capital of the Confederacy, Gettysburg being the site of the bloodiest war on American soil, the Battle of Gettysburg, we have so much opportunity to come together across our differences and be the change. So I challenge you to think about how you can cross some bridges across differences and be the change that will make us all better persons. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Patricia, very much for that. We all do. Thank you. As I continue with the program, we do have some rowdy people here, and we ask that they keep themselves under control, and mainly those from the Office for Aging, the library, and Kiwanis Club. So if all of you could contain yourself, please do. Appreciate it. But those that don't know me, I'm Jim Martin, and I'm also the 2023-24 campaign chairman for raising funds for United Way. And Mr. Hartman, I know, has the question, why do you have the United Way campaign? And that's a fair question. And why we have that is so we can provide direct funding and services to residents of Adams County that has special needs that can't have them provided other ways. And also examples are the VITA tax preparation program, which is a great program through the United Way and others that help with that. And it's a great program. Probably if we didn't have that, there would be probably about $1.5 million that would not be coming back to the county. So, and there's some volunteers in here tonight that provide a lot of time to that program. And also Bag the Bounty, we've all heard the Bag the Bounty program. Thanks to United Way, that program's in place, so the funds help for that. And it enables United Way to work with the impact funding for special agencies that they partner with, such as independent living. And there's a lot of young people that are challenged and have difficulties. And through independent living and funding that program, they learn life skills that help them to be successful citizens. So there's a lot of good uses for the funds that come into the United Way through the campaign. And also, it helps keep the office operating, and hopefully for another 77 years. So, and during the campaign, we set a goal. And Commissioner Fowle, you may have the question, did you reach your goal? You think about that. So, well, we reached our goal on June 17th. We were $467 above that goal, and our goal was $170,000. So, great job. And we have a great group of people that regularly support the campaign with $1,000 or more in donations to that campaign. And if you'll turn, it's page 4, we have a list of those donors, the leadership givers for the 2023-24 leadership givers. And those people will receive a recognition of a special certificate and a gold lapel pin. So that will be given to them in recognition. Is that set up anywhere?
If you're present, I have a certificate for you if I haven't given it to you already, and your lapel pin. So if you are here and your name is listed, or if you've given over 1,000, just see me before you leave.
Okay, thank you. And we have some campaign awards to acknowledge our gratitude and thanks for the work that they did in contributing to this year's campaign. And the first award is the Spirit Award. This goes to the workplace that has embodied an overall spirit of giving through not only monetary contributions, but also through volunteerism, resources provided, and collaborative efforts with the United Way. This award is going to WellSpan Health. Get on here. They raised collectively a total of $14,598.75. Okay, I'd like to go down the list of what helped contributed to them to getting the award. They provide volunteer help at several events, such as Back to School Supply Drive, Bag the Bounty Food Drive, and the annual Day of Caring. Also, 2 of their employees are represented on our board, Kathy Gaskin and Kim Shang. And during the Bag the Bounty, they collected almost 342 pounds of non-perishable foods and essentials for everyday living. And they also sponsor the Woman's Purse Auction fundraiser and have done that for a number of years in a row. Our second award from the campaign is the Robert C. Hoffman Award. This is to the workplace who raised the most money through corporate and employee giving. This award goes to ACNB Bank. Thank you. And as you're clapping, keep in mind that they raised a total of $46,601. Thank you. And it should be noted that ACMB has supported United Way for over 20 years. So they've been a key component of our successful campaign. And we'd like to thank all donors that have contributed, whatever level it is, we appreciate that. And we strive to get 100% into our campaign goal by the end of the fiscal year, which we did accomplish by the end of the fiscal year. And there's still a few more days for funds to come in. Those of you who may have forgot that the need was there, this is your opportunity before the month ends. So I thank you very much for your giving and future giving. And now we'll present one of our advocates, and that is Diana Foshnot, who will present the Education Awards recipients for 2023. So come on up, Diane.
Oh, boy. Here we go. I'm not sure what I did. Jim, what did I do here?
The normal height.
No, hey, for you? Jim broke it.
That's okay. I'll forgive you, Jim. First of all, it is so nice to see so many people here tonight, to recognize so many amazing volunteers in Adams County. And every year I say this, but I am so humbled when you read your program and you hear what some of these folks have been doing and do every year with a smile on their face and always saying, what more can I do? And as many of the nonprofits know, it's very difficult to get volunteers these days. People are busy families, low-income households. So the time you give and the efforts that you give are greatly appreciated, I can assure you. But before we get to the award, take a minute and look through the program, and you will see, I don't know the page here. This is something that I'm advocating for. The Basics Insights, it's this page. We all know that early learning is essential now for children. We can't wait till they get to kindergarten to compete in the academic world. So we have been pushing and encouraging young families to sign up for this free texting service, which will send to homes a text message with developmentally appropriate learning activities that parents can do with their children starting at infancy. And it is totally free through grant money and support that we have through the United Way. So please share that if you have anyone that has a young child at home, to encourage that early learning, which is so crucial, starting actually at birth. So now what I'm really up here for is tonight's Education Award. Tonight, I have the sincere pleasure of presenting the 2024 United Way Education Award to Gettysburg resident Beth Fissel. I am sure you have heard of the term busy bee. A bee colony together accomplishes great things with a specific assigned task for each bee, and we all know the importance of the queen. But the worker bees carry out the majority of the tasks needed for success for the entire colony. So no, I am not going into a science lesson tonight, even though I am a former teacher. But tonight's Educational Award recipient has held many positions in her life. And tonight we will recognize this worker bee because of the variety of tasks she successfully conducts for the benefit of the United Way and also Adams County. Beth does not seek the attention of the queen bee, but she will step up to the responsibility of the role if needed. She thrives working behind the scenes, working diligently at any request. Beth has served on several organizational boards over the years. She was on the United Way Board for 6 years, beginning in 2008 through 2014. She served on the American Heart Association Board, the St. Francis School Board, Gettysburg Dollars for Scholars, and a board member at Survivors of Gettysburg. She retired a few years ago as the Senior Management Analyst with the FCC. After serving her terms on the United Way Board, Beth continued to remain active as a Purse Committee member for the past 13 years. And this year, Beth stepped up and co-chaired the Women's Purse Committee. Beth graciously donates purses, door prizes, and most importantly, her time. It is very common to hear Beth say, "Well, what do we need, Diana? I can pick that up tonight. Tell me what needs to be done next." You can find this lady preparing for the purse auction 6 to 7 months before the event, and the weeks before the auction, it's no surprise to see Beth and many other committee members at the office doing everything from supplying the group with sweet treats from a local bakery or tagging purses. Beth supports a variety of United Way initiatives and events. She purchases multiple gifts for the Teen Angel program. She purchases a table for friends to attend the purse auction, volunteers at the Hollabaugh Peach Fest, and that is a hot, hot time of year to volunteer. And now I'm letting you in on a little secret. You can find her at 6:30 a.m. hidden in the boys' locker room at Gettysburg College on the day of the Give It Up for Good sale, volunteering to count the proceeds for hours. As the holidays approach, she demonstrates her creative side, donating door prizes for our Christmas calendar drawing. Proceeds from these events benefit the United Way Ready to Learn, which is I am the coordinator of, all of our educational initiatives, and the independent living program with the Adams County Children and Youth. I had the pleasure of sitting down and talking with Beth and asking her what motivates her to be so engaged. And without hesitation, she said, "Kids need our support from birth through the tough teenage years. We as a county should be emphasizing the need for a trade school, demonstrating for our teens the opportunities that are out there for them so they do not have to leave Adams County for work. We should encourage businesses to provide internships and apprenticeships. I support the independent living program and want to show kids there are possibilities out there for them." So, as you can see, this lady finds time to support her community while being a devoted and loving daughter, wife, mother, grandmother, and friend. Beth, the humble worker bee, accomplishes many tasks and conducts them for the benefit of many groups. Unfortunately, Beth cannot be here tonight, but she's in a far better place. She's on vacation. And that's a picture of our dear friend Beth. So Beth, with your heartfelt support for our community initiatives and the mission of the United Way, you share your time, your expertise, and your passion. You inspire us and the people around you. Thanks to you, we are creating opportunities for a good life for all. And for that reason, the United Way presents Beth with the 2024 United Way Education Award. To no surprise, this lovely red apple will be given to Beth because she returns from vacation. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, and next we have Kim Shank coming up to present our next award.
Hello, and again, I want to echo and thank everyone for coming tonight. As being a board member of the United Way, it really brings the community together and really helps us, work as one, basically. So as I was preparing to write this recognition for the United Way for the Health Pillar Award, I was amazed that WellSpan has over 1,800 volunteers in our system. And that includes our auxiliary board members, spiritual care, educational volunteer, associate chaplains, pet therapy volunteers, our volunteers that can help anywhere in our organization. But then to really look at Gettysburg, we have 85 volunteers there, which is really profound. We're one of the smallest hospitals in the organization. So to get a lot of community members to come in and help with those the extras that nurses and physicians and our registration folks can't do. It just really helps ease that burden for us, again, as all volunteers do. So I was, trying to pin down when we actually started our volunteer program, and Lori and I, our coordinator, we couldn't really figure it out, but I've been there since 1988. It's a long time, and we have had volunteer services for way before I came. Used to be housed through the Red Cross for us, but now it's really housed inside, and we really have a robust program and really appreciate the folks that come to help us. So as a nurse, Ann Gurley has our award winner tonight for the Healthcare Pillar Award. She is a retired nurse. She used to run a 36-bed medical unit, and then for over 25 years in Connecticut. And then she transferred to a same-day surgery unit until she retired. So Ann found that after retiring and she moved to our community here, that she had the desire still to help others. And I think that's intuitive for nurses, as I'm a nurse as well. You just have that spirit in you and you feel like you can never stop giving. She joined our hospital program in 2015 as a volunteer. She, since then, she's done many, many roles for us, from going wherever she's most needed, and currently has over 2,850 hours of volunteer hours with our organization. So I really think that's so commendable to think that's a lot of time. She's there on Tuesday and Thursdays religiously every week. So I always see her currently, she sits at our registration desk and helps bring patients in. So it's always a joy to see her when I'm scurrying by her. She has a deep-rooted talent and ability to recognize someone in need. And she's always compassionate listener, dedicated caregiver. And I think the listening part is the really important part to me. I'm not always the best listener. I hear things, but she really does listen and hears you. During the pandemic, Ann did not shy away for helping the community. She could be easily found volunteering at our COVID pods, and that a lot of people ran from that, but she was there to help us. At present, Ann can be found again visiting, welcoming our patients and visitors in the hospital lobby, assisting with patients, families, to getting to their destinations where they need to be, cleaning wheelchairs, wiping down touch points to make sure that we're all safe. She's an amazing role model who embodies the true spirit of volunteering. When Ann is asked how we can recognize her accomplishment, she says that she's just grateful for the opportunity to give back in the environment that she loves. So I hope that I can be half as much of a retired nurse as you are, Ann. It just brings joy to see nurses come back, and I'm honored to present Ann Gurley the United Way Health Pillar Award tonight. we give the award and we forget to give our next presenter the opportunity. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Jeremy Garskoff for our next award.
Thank you, Kim. And thank you, everybody, for coming out on this very hot evening. We really appreciate you and the volunteer work you do in Adams County. I'm here to present the Financial Stability Award. And as a United Way Board Treasurer and VITA volunteer, I am honored to present the Financial Stability Award to Mark Reaver. Over the past 8 years, Mark Reaver has volunteered Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from January to April to help prepare federal, state, and local taxes for Adams County residents. The VITA program has come to rely on Mark's advanced knowledge of tax law and regulations, especially his knowledge of retirement income and consolidated brokerage statements, so the real long statements that we all get. Mark has also served as a site quality reviewer this year, so he's been really helpful in that way as well. Mark is especially kind and patient with clients who have a lot of questions and concerns about filing, any payments that may be due to the IRS, and general anxiety around filing taxes. Mark makes the VITA program shine and is a model for community service. Congratulations, Mark, and I will look forward to working with you into future tax seasons. Mark is also on vacation tonight, so is not here to accept the award, but he did ask me to just share a quick thank you. Mark writes, thanks to Laura McMahon, Jim Hicks, and Mike Jackman for their commitment to the United Way of Adams County that provides the rest of us with opportunities to serve others. And he also writes, thank you to all VITA volunteers. So I'm honored to present Mark Reaver with the Financial Stability Award and to accept it on his behalf. Okay, and I want to invite Harry Hartman and Adam County Commissioners Randy File and Jim Martin to present the Volunteer with Heart in Hand Volunteer Awards.
Good evening, everyone. Jim and Randy joining us. Marty Qualley, our third county commissioner, could not join us this evening. He was called away at the last minute. Someone told me tonight this is the 11th year I've got to give these awards away, and it's always a great honor to be in front of so many wonderful people from the community. The winner of the Heart and Hand Award in the youth category this year is the Gettysburg Area High School Key Club, nominated by the Kiwanis Club of Gettysburg, Adams County. The Key Club is part of the Kiwanis Club for young adults to play. Was that you, Martin?
Wasn't me.
Are you sure?
I was hand.
I don't know, Jimmy.
He reached his goal.
The Key Club plays a key role as part of the Kiwanis Club for young adults to play an active role in the community, experience volunteer opportunities, and practice leadership skills to use later in life. As the club's motto states, encourage others through leadership. The Key Club has shown leadership can come from underclassmen as well as juniors and seniors, but the club's current president and vice president are both sophomores in high school. Since the pandemic, the Key Club has come back very strong, from a few members up to 30 active members currently participating. The club has volunteered in many different ways in our local community, including various school events like varsity basketball games, holding a mini-thon event, and coordinating Roots Harvest food drives. The members volunteer to babysit young children while parents attend PTO meetings, and they have also organized events on MLK Day at Gettysburg College. They participate in Apple Fest and youth basketball camps. Club members also help paint at the Zion Church facility. In February, the Key Club also raised $1,400 for the American Heart Association. Under the guidance of their new advisors, Nikki Kubak and Rachel Marconi, the club has bounced back in only a few years to bring a true example of youth leadership in our community. Would the Key Club members please step forward and accept their award?
few members of the Kiwanis Club, who was their nominator, please join for the picture. If you guys aren't aware, the Key Club is officially the lead-in to Kiwanis Club once they are finished with school. So we were proud to nominate them for this award.
So what you're saying is we graduated, right?
Yes.
Alloway Creek, adult. Yes, they get kids also. They all get kids. Next category is the adult group. We have two winners in the adult group this year. The first winner in the adult group is the Alloway Creek Holiday Caring and Sharing Program. They were nominated by Dawn Kelly from the Littlestown Area School District. Sarah Staub and Jennifer Myers have organized and run the Alloway Creek Elementary School Holiday Caring and Sharing Program for the past 5 years. This program serves needy families in the Littlestown Area School District. Sarah and Jen run the program by identifying families and coordinating community donations. These commissioners, wow.
I ate cake, now my blood sugar's up.
Jim, give him mouth to mouth. The program began in 2019 with 17 Alloway Creek Elementary School families and 14 children receiving holiday gifts. Sarah and Jen saw a greater need and increased their outreach. In 2020, they put the program online. The Littlestown Community Alloway Creek Elementary School teachers and staff provided 25 families and 67 children with holiday gifts, toiletries, and a meal. In 2021, they took the program district-wide. As the program grew, so did the community involvement. They worked with local businesses who sponsored food, coats, and gifts for all the families. The Thunderbolt Foundation purchased shoes for 50 children. And during the ACES holiday shop, students could donate money for stocking stuffers. That year, Holiday Caring and Sharing Program helped 151 children and 65 families. Because of the success, Holiday Caring and Sharing continued as a district-wide program with wide community support in 2022 and 2023. The foundation continues to provide shoes for every child in the program. Local businesses, Littlestown Area School District teachers, staff, and community members continue to sponsor individual children. The Littlestown High School Interact Club conducts a toiletry drive for families. For the past 2 years, Holiday Caring and Sharing Program has assisted over 75 families with 180 children each year. Sarah and Jen work tirelessly for the Littlestown children and families to spread joy while strengthening the community. Sarah and Jen, please come forward to accept your very well-earned award.
Ate a brownie and a piece of cake.
What are you going to have on the way home, Dairy Queen?
I was bad, I ate a brownie and a piece of cake. I just got punished.
But I bought fruit for people like you.
I had fruit too. There's even more sugar.
Our second adult winner in the adult category for the With Heart Hand Award is Jan Underwood. Jan was nominated by Janet Rupono, a community member. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. Jan is a true example of a community volunteer, and she takes pride in all she does for this community. Jan volunteers with several community organizations on a weekly basis. She volunteers weekly at the SCAP food pantry and also helps out with the cleaning projects, special programs such as Empty Bowls fundraiser and food collection at the farmers market. Jan tends to the gardens at the Eisenhower Farm and helps with their special projects such as holiday decorating. She also assists with the Watershed Alliance of Adams County's biannual free tree distribution at the Penn State Extension Ag Center. Jan assists at the local Carroll Valley Library with putting together monthly storyboards at the park, and most recently began volunteering at the Majestic as an usher. Her hours of involvement with volunteering range from 10 to 20 hours a week, and Jan has been volunteering regularly for the past 4 and 5 years. Jan's volunteering impacts Adams County greatly, and she does all she can with enthusiasm, passion, and caring. Jan, please come forward to accept your very honored award. In the mentor category this year, with the Heart and Hand Award is given out to Lynn Redden. She was nominated by Dolly Greenholt from the Shining Stars Therapeutic Riding Ministry. In 2008, Lynn Redden became a volunteer at Shining Stars, bringing over 30 years of unique equine experience. Lynn introduced the Shining Stars cart driving program in 2010 for students unable to safely mount a horse for riding, with 1 horse, a cart, a carriage, and 2 volunteers. As a result of her leadership, expertise, and commitment, today's program has 4 horses, 14 volunteers, including 3 certified instructors, trained in cart driving, with up to 6 classes per week for special needs students of any age, making available an alternative opportunity to achieve social, emotional, and cognitive and physical goals. For 16 years, Lynn has been an ambassador and champion promoting the mission and vision of Shining Stars with a contagious enthusiasm. Her heart is the size of the moon, and with tireless open hands, she provides distinctive therapeutic opportunities for our most vulnerable population who have no other resource available to achieve their goals. She is a true Shining Star. In case you're not aware, Shining Stars Therapeutic Riding Ministries, located in Gettysburg, is a nonprofit 501c3 which exists to embrace our community with hope and unconditional love, serving individuals with special needs through equine therapy in order to improve physical, mental, and emotional and social areas of their lives. For the past 20 years, their mission has been to provide therapeutic horsemanship programs to children, adults, seniors, and veterans and their families to give them a renewed passion for life. Lynn has been a pillar of our program and is well deserving of this very, very honored award. Lynn, please come forward.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys.
I think she wants you to come up.
Oh, you two too. Yes, Alex, one of my students.
Our next award is the Lieutenant Colonel Robert A. Bates Outstanding Senior Award. This is a very special award to me because I knew Lieutenant Colonel Bates, and he was a great individual and a wonderful person in his community who never stopped giving. This year's award winner is Jim Bigger, nominated by Lynn Deerdorf from the Adams County Office for Aging. 18 years ago, Jim Bigger began volunteering at the Adams County Office for Aging as a tax preparer for the annual free tax program offered to seniors. Over the past few years, Jim became the facilitator of the tax program under the umbrella of the United Way of Adams County VITA program. Jim has dedicated approximately 300 hours of his time from January through April to ensure that the program is successful. Jim starts training volunteers to the program in early January. Not only does he coordinate and oversee the program for the Adams County Office of Aging, but he also prepares many returns himself. Under Jim's guidance, there were 551 federal returns prepared this year and 388 PA state returns completed at the Office of Aging for Adams County. In addition to facilitating VITA tax program, Jim also serves on the board of directors of the Adams County Office of Aging and is the Budget and Finance Committee chair. He has helped them through fiscal employee changes, including giving his time to assist with the annual audit. Jim is a vital part of the Adams County Office of Aging team, and they are very grateful for his many years of service. Jim, come on up and get your award. You can almost figure it out now. Our next Heart and Hand Award goes out to Susan Redding. This is the Joe Smith Leading by Example Award presented to Susan Redding. She was nominated by Linda Long from the Special Olympics PA Team Adams. Susan, with her extensive coaches certifications in athletics, bocce, bowling, floor hockey, roller skating, and unified sports, stands as a beacon of dedication and expertise. As a training coordinator, she meticulously oversees certification clearance renewals of all coaches, ensuring the program meets state requirements, and all our athletes in Adams County are served by qualified volunteers. Her role expands beyond coordination, as she is the unofficial custodian of supplies, managing everything from T-shirts to tents, a testament to her organizational prowess. Susan's knowledge spans the entirety of our operations, making her an invaluable resource for guidance and assistance. Special Olympics Team Adams management team members know they can always rely on Susan's knowledge and attention to detail to keep the program running smoothly. Beyond administrative excellence, Susan Hart beats for the athletes. She is the head roller skating coach and last year helped organize and run the first Pennsylvania regional competition. As an assistant coach in 4 other sports, she is also there to work with the athletes in whatever role is needed. Whether it's providing transportation training sessions or assisting athletes with technology, her commitment shines through continuously. She is also willing to chaperone athletes at regional and overnight sectional and state competitions. If she is not attending in a coaching role, she will volunteer in another capacity. Her 25-year tenure with the Special Olympics echoes her unwavering support of service. Susan, alongside her daughter Allison, has also been a stalwart volunteer at the Adams County Library System, enriching our community with their shared passion for literacy. Susan has assisted with the library's annual used book sale many summers in a row. Susan, come on up. you'd like to, sure. Come on over. Good thing there's a lot of nurses in the room, File.
Go down the floor.
Special Olympics Team Adams learned about this award at our monthly meeting in May. I stated to the group that I was going back a few years to a quote from Aristotle, "The whole is greater than the sum of its parts." I noted how I am grateful to be working with those parts, individuals who bring diverse talents and experiences to create an exemplary program that benefits the athletes and their families in the areas of Adams County and Hanover. Jo Smith was an extraordinary woman, a tireless advocate for individuals with intellectual disabilities. Receiving this award that recognizes her legacy is truly an honor. Thank you.
They want you in the picture. Our final award tonight in the Heart and Hand category is the Business Award. And this year's Business Award goes out to the East Berlin Area Community Center, nominated by Elisa Hartman from the East Berlin Area Community Center. The East Berlin Area Community Center, established in 1990, serves East Berlin, Abbottstown, Reading and Hamilton Townships in Adams County, and Paradise and Washington Townships in York County and the surrounding area. They are a nonprofit with 5 staff members, a volunteer-based board of directors, and over 200 volunteers. Volunteers donated close to 15,000 hours in 2023 and are the lifeblood of the community center. Volunteers cook, bake, sort, and price donations, set up and tear down the indoor yard sales and book sales, and also serve as cashiers in the thrift shop. The East Berlin Area Community Center strives to be a pillar in the community, accepting donations that fill the thrift shop with quality items and allow the center to host their very successful indoor yard sales at affordable prices. The East Berlin Area Community Center also offers affordable childcare, classes, and free seminars to enrich and provide for the community it serves. In addition, they provide fun events year-round for children and families, such as their very successful Touch a Truck program, where kids get up close and touch many different vehicles and play in the Kids Zone. Volunteers go above and beyond to ensure that all programs and services are successful and happy events at the East Berlin Area Community Center. We'd like someone to come forward to accept the award. We're good to go. We're done. You all right? Okay. Want some more cake? Another brownie? Don't give Randy any more sweets tonight, please. We need them.
I promise, God, I won't eat a brownie and a piece of cake together again at all.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Laura McMahon, the Executive Director of the United Way of Adams County.
This has to go up.
Dr. Oh. That's the wrong way. There we go. Dr. Wilbur E. Tilburg was known as Mr. United Way after establishing the Gettysburg Community Chest with a group of volunteers in 1947. Known today as the United Way of Adams County, Our mission and goals are driven by volunteers. Because of them, we are able to help improve the lives of many individuals and families living in Adams County. In honor of Dr. Tilburg's spirit of volunteerism, an individual whose passion for helping others through our charitable mission is presented with this award. Alicia Reese served on United Way's Board of Directors from 2014 to 2020. During her time as a volunteer board member, she bridged the connection between Nouse Foods to annually conduct their workplace giving campaign. Alicia also led efforts organizing the United Way's Food Stand fundraiser each year at the popular Peach Festival in August at Hollabaugh Brothers Market. She has also played a key role on the Women's Purse Auction Planning Committee for the last 14 years, stepping up as co-chair this past year along with Beth Fischel to conduct the highest grossing auction in its 17-year existence. Alicia also lends a hand at our annual Give It Up for Good sale in May at Gettysburg College. In addition to volunteering her time at United Way, Alicia also has served on the board at True North in Hanover and has helped with fundraising events for our local Toys for Tots program. She has been in volunteer roles at Village to Village Foundation, the Hanover Area Management Association, Cross Keys Village, Gettysburg Area Human Resources Association, Hanover Area Human Resources Association, United Way of York County, and she was a Girl Scout leader in the past. Alicia has retired recently from Nouse Foods, and in addition to her volunteer efforts, she spends time with her catering services for private events, including tonight's desserts, and enjoys time with her family and grandchildren in New Oxford. Her ongoing passion to give back to her community and tremendous generosity as a seasoned volunteer is a true blessing to the charitable efforts she takes part in. Please join me in congratulating this year's Dr. W.E. Tilburg Outstanding Volunteer Award to Alicia Reese. We can all agree that volunteers are the key to meeting our charitable goals in the community at every agency in Adams County. Our volunteers may not necessarily have the time, but they certainly do have the heart. Thank you to everybody who devotes their time and talent to help advance the causes that are important to you. You are the driving force behind all of the efforts to improve lives and live united. Tremendous thank you goes out to the staff at United Way for all of your hard work you put forth in everything that we do. Diana Fosnot, Christopher Bunty, and Jim Hicks. Special thanks to all of our volunteers and our board of directors for your continued support and dedication. And congratulations to everybody who was honored tonight, and thank you for joining us to recognize all of your efforts. Safe travels home. And as an added bonus, the person that traveled the furthest at your table gets to keep the flower arrangements in the center. I'll let you guys figure that out for table. Thank you.